Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. Please enjoy the show.
It's the corner where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you made it here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We got to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfield.
And hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Monday Morning Tight End on your Monday evening. I'm Marcus Dash. Our guy, former Chiefs tight end Jason Dunn, should be joining us shortly, as well as my brother Teja Dash. So, guys, big show tonight. Today's officially, not officially the start of the free agency or the offseason, but the offseason is now here. No more games to be played. Seahawks won yesterday. Congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks. But let's get business in order. It's time to go. It's go time. All right. I read that Travis Kelce already talking to the team about potentially coming back this week as soon as this game was over on Sunday. So very happy about that. So tonight we're talking with tight ends. So we'll get into a little bit of the Travis Kelce talk tonight. So it can be good stuff. But of course, Chief Consortium is presented by FanDuel, the number one sports book. And I got to say, guys, just taking a gander at the early look to 2027 or the 2026-2027 season. Ooh, man, I want to take a look at that. Okay, so let's get a bigger view here. So yeah, that's the conference winners right now. Some sport books have the whole AFC West look, and we aren't the favorites to win the AFC West. Chargers are the first time in like a decade the Chargers are our favorites to win the AFC West based on Vegas standards. Based on media standards, everyone thinks that every year the Chargers are going to win. But right now, the Chiefs have the 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth highest. We'll tie for 1, 2, 3. So tie for fourth highest odds to win the AFC overall. So it's between us, New England, Baltimore is the heavy favorite, which is crazy. Tied with Buffalo, Chargers third, Patriots, and then Chiefs overall. So like kind of crazy. I think FanDuel also has like plus 1,500 Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. Very interesting. But I had to look at this. FanDuel already had this right on their sportsbook right after the game was over last night. So a nice early look ahead to what's to come for the upcoming season. But I got to say, I saw this. I'm like, wow, okay. Baltimore, I don't understand. Buffalo, both these teams have new coaches. I mean, for me, it's like I right away, I write those teams all have new coaches. Chargers, I mean, they can't dodge the injury bug. Patriots, well, we saw that product in the Super Bowl yesterday. And if anything, the way they looked yesterday in the Super Bowl, I think the refs and the officiating might have something for us to get to the Super Bowl next year because what the product we saw yesterday was really bad football. So, I mean, they didn't score till like 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I mean, ridiculous. But nonetheless, Chiefs tie for fourth highest odds to win the AFC next year. So early look at it. Obviously, the pre-free agency odds, but these are it, guys. So right on FanDuel, of course, our sponsor for the show. So yep, that's it. All right, so tonight we're gonna be talking tight ends. I believe. Oh, okay, we got Teja in right now. Get Teja in here. What's up, Tej?
Yo,
what's going on, man? So gotta say, everyone always mocks you about character concerns, and this is a show where that you kind of taking on the character concerns mantra came to be. But one of the guys you said had character concerns last draft season was James Pierce, who dominated this year with the Falcons. But then we saw what happened this past weekend, and pretty alarming stuff with him and his between him and his girlfriend. But that's one thing. That's why you always consider the character concern stuff. People may laugh at some of the stuff, but some of the stuff does come to fruition in the end. But yeah, pretty scary stuff with the whole James Pierce thing.
Yeah, I don't want to take a victory lap over someone trying to run someone down and then run a cop over and all kinds of stuff like that. But I mean, look, we're building a football team. I don't rejoice in it. I don't want it on my team. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be happy we dodged the bullet, but I'm happy we didn't take it though. You know what I mean? Like I'm glad it's not our gun. So
yeah, and he went earlier than anticipated.
The weather tonight, guys. So my food.
Okay. Wow, sorry about that.
So yeah, it's a pretty crazy story. I'm not totally surprised because I need to look back at my notes from last year. I was quoting some of those. Like I said, a good portion of teams had him off their board completely. Like don't touch this guy.
Yeah, a lot of those quotes about his whole situation where Tennessee and stuff have kind of flown around the interweb since this stuff happened. But I remember some of the quotes I was reading. I remember you reading them on this show last year about just kind of the hesitancy that NFL teams should have based on the way Tennessee coaches kind of handled him with kind of kid gloves. They were kind of like they didn't really want to mess with him, really.
Yeah, and you got to look at the kind of team we have right now. I mean, look, if we were a squeaky clean choir group, sure. But, like, we're talking about having to replace our number one receiver right now while he's still got a year left because of the problems that he keeps coming up with. So, like, it's really hard to look at anyone with character concerns and just not take it seriously. You have to take it seriously, especially when they're serious like this. And I love Thaddeus Dixon's a good example. I love Thaddeus Dixon's game, but dude, 8 driving citations the last year. That's just not a good sign. It's just not a good sign. I mean, they're not like, he's not doing like, James Pierce type things, but it's a sign of blatant disregard for authority. And like, if you have that, then how can you really be invested in it? It's just tough. It's just really tough.
Yeah, and I want to spotlight that, not for you to take a victory lap or whatever, but people make the joke on this chat that you are a character concerns guy, and that was a guy we kind of we had a big conversation about that one player in particular last year, and you brought that up. But again,
I think that's what really gave me the nickname. Actually,
yeah, it was the whole James Pierce conversation.
I think he was Pierce.
And the thing is, it's not for you to kind of take a victory lap here. It's more so like that is the reason why you do bring these things up. It's not just to call out players. So say, hey, like consider this when we're looking at these guys and these huge first round or second round pick investments.
Especially for Falcons, man. They traded up. Falcons traded the 13th overall pick this year to go up and get him. Like, that's a big investment. That's 2 first round picks of an investment. Think about that. That's not just one. Like you already see like it's a big deal for one, but 2, it's just like Falcons are. I mean, they're hurting today, man. It's a really, really rough one for them. Thaddeus Dixon again. Not to go back to him, but he's like a 4th or 5th round grade. If that happens to your 4th or 5th round, that's when you actually do take shots on guys with some concerns who it did hurt their draft stock. Tyreek Hill, great example, hurt his draft stock, his story in college. So you can do that later on if the opportunity presents itself. But 1st or 2nd round guys, that's rough. The TCU receiver, he's got a lot of baggage. And any guy with baggage right now, especially after the Pierce story, you're going to see a lot of teams take it very seriously this year. Go a little conservative.
Yeah, no, probably. I will say Falcons did kind of go very aggressive with that pick, and you saw it kind of bites them in the ass. Let's take a look and see who's in the chat. Honor Brown says, Marcus, you really look like someone that should be carded for alcohol. Lambda, I still get carded whenever I go anywhere. People do not believe that I'm above 21, which is a nice thing, but still. I appreciate that. I don't wear hats often either, so maybe the hat makes me try to look like one of those guys who wants to look older. I don't know. But I gotta say, Bad Bunny's performance last night had me. You know what? I'm embracing my Caribbean side tonight, so I put on my Cuban World Baseball hat. So that's why I'm rocking that tonight. So I gotta say, Bad Bunny's performance. I love the message that he had last night of unity, better together, kind of thing, and love over hate. And I know there's a lot of people. It became a political thing, and it shouldn't be, right? It's a halftime show, but that is a nice message. Forget right, left, Republican, Democrat, whatever. It's just a nice message. That's literally it. And everyone lives on social media. We see all the hate. We see all the toxicity on there. it's a nice message to have in these times, just with the social media and just kind of high prevalence of toxicity all over the place. So,
dude, that was I'll say, yeah. I mean, I shouldn't have to preface anything with, I don't give a crap about what the politics that are involved with all this. Cause I mean, it sucks nowadays. You have to do that, but you shouldn't have to. Dude, the cinematography, like as a film buff, the tracking shots as he walked through all those, that was like film worthy. That was awesome. You don't get that kind of the production value was through the roof. I gotta say, like he carried you through multiple sines.
Yeah,
it was almost like the Puerto Rican version of Henry Hill walking through the back of the Goodfellas.
No, it didn't look like your normal music set. Like it was literally like a little town, like a little village on the field there. I thought the whole thing was really cool. It was like very colorful.
It was well done.
Very
extremely
vibrant.
well done.
Yeah, everything was really cool. Obviously you and I are both Cuban. Seeing the older Cuban men wearing the guayaberas with the hats, playing dominoes on the table, that was cool.
Yeah, it was great. It became a Puerto Rican wedding too for like a good portion of it.
It was actually those people actually got married. Apparently,
I know.
That's pretty cool.
It was a cool show.
It was cool. And I wrote it on our Chief Concerns account. I wrote that it was a cool halftime show and a nice message, and got a lot of people who did not like me saying that, which is it's whatever. I wasn't. They pushing it. Apparently I was pushing an agenda for saying I liked the show and I liked the message, which is ridiculous.
Well, it's actually very ironic that someone accused you of that for liking a show that, by the way, did not push any agendas. That was not that was not a political concert at all. It could be
not at
easily. He could have thrown one word in there to make it political, but he didn't. Definitely on purpose. So good for him for just having just a good show for people. Like, whether you like it or not, that's the difference. And I think that's the biggest problem nowadays is that people just don't stop at it wasn't for me. That used to be a thing. That's not for me. I'll move on. I don't like that sort of thing, right? Like, like if I'm in a movie and there's a trailer for a kind of movie I don't want, I'm not gonna like email the production company or the theater and be like, you shouldn't be playing this trailer before movies. I don't like it. It's like, who cares what I don't like? There's a lot of other people in the audience that like it. I don't. Who cares? It's not for me. It's not my thing. And that's okay for not to be your thing. For anything, really. This isn't just about his halftime show. It's just in general.
Yeah, that's the thing too. It's like, forget, like, I know now politics is kind of like made the forefront, the right saying don't watch it, watch their show or whatever. But like, be honest though, like forget it before, like all this stuff going on with the division of politics the last like 8 years, I would say 10 years. What was the last time people collectively liked the show? I feel like everyone has always a negative opinion to say about the halftime show. First, going back to 2-3 decades.
Halftime sucks.
Yeah, I know, but I still understand. Like, people want to say, "Oh man, like this is bad, this is bad." I mean, I can't remember the last time people said it was good. Like collectively, they're been a collective thing on it. But nonetheless, as
like Chris Long said, halftime's for going in the kitchen and making your sandwich. Okay,
yeah, and you just have it on
that's
the
what
background.
halftime's for.
Yeah,
all right, like that's what it always is for me. It's for doing stuff I need to do while I have time. Send a work email out, whatever. Yeah. So it's and it's not even like political. It's just I just think people like. They don't want things to exist that they don't like, period. Like a bad joke in a set for a comedian, don't tell that joke anymore. It's not, I don't like it. Like people like me don't like it. It's like, then don't listen to it. Skip to the next joke. Not that hard.
Yeah. No, but so it was also, it was just cool to see also a representation thing. I know. Yeah, it's the thing. It's like, I'm Cuban, but I don't understand Spanish. I understand words here and there. And I've seen a lot of people say, like a lot of my friends text me saying, have no idea what they're saying, but I'm vibing to this. Like, I thought that was funny. Like, it was cool. Like, I mean, that's Latin music. That's Latin.
It's
Latin
true,
music.
But at that same token, listen to most music now. Can you understand what they're saying all the time in every single song, even when it's English?
No,
I certainly can't. So, like, English or Spanish nowadays, I can't understand half. Maybe I'm just my old ears. I can't understand half of what's going on anymore in those stupid songs. So it's not even like an English language thing. It's just can't get it. And watch what you want. That's what it comes down to. Leave people alone and watch what you want. Like, stop forcing people to watch what you deem is sensible or patriotic or the right thing to watch. Like there's no right or wrong. Just don't watch what you don't want to watch. And that comes down to genres of movies, of music, of comedians. Just don't do it.
I agree. Sasha says, hilarious that people need to get permission from their overseers before they can watch a 10-minute halftime music performance. Sasha, you're going to get me in trouble by talking about that one, buddy. But yes, if you go to our Chief Concerns account, I tweeted something, and I had a lot of back and forth with people who were just very upset that I even said it was a beautiful show and a beautiful message, which is very basic, right? That's just to point out.
Now, if you add a C to the CC and make it CCC, Cuban Chief Concerns, you're out, buddy.
I am out. We're both out. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah, J-Dub says, great advice, Teja. Good advice, buddy.
Thanks. I mean,
watch whatever you want.
It's pretty simple. You're right. Like you just watch what you want, like, do what you want, unless it like really hurts someone else. And I mean hurt, not offend, because nowadays you can't like do anything without offending someone. I don't know. I get a soapbox about a lot of things. Public bathrooms, don't get me started. Okay.
Witchy Hall says it wasn't about the language because she was watching the Olympics during halftime. She said it wasn't about the language. I'll listen to Rammstein German all day. Pop music, not even in English. So she's not a pop music fan, which is fine. People have different strokes for different folks, baby. Different strokes for different folks. So
I mean, you can't tell me you could turn on a Twista song and you can understand everything he raps about, okay?
No, but he does get props for being one of the faster rappers.
Yeah, you can't understand it, but it's still great. Maybe the last syllable in the song, like the slant rhyme, maybe. Like, but that's about it.
Yeah. Let's see who's in the chat here tonight. So we got my guy Will, your guy Will, the president of the Teja fan club. I don't know if anyone saw the Will. Go to our post on YouTube, our YouTube channel postings. I posted a potential shirt that we'll put in our store, the Teja Takes shirt, which I think someone commented saying we didn't have character concerns on there somewhere. But Will, definitely check that out. Will, back on topic though, the Super Bowl proves your analysis is correct again. The Seahawks rushed forward and sprinkled in blitz and dominated. D-line is the way forward. It is the Krabby Patty formula. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought about last night too, because they had endless dudes rushing the quarterback all night. And there's the man, the myth, the legend, former Chiefs tight end Jason Dunn. JD, how we doing, brother?
What's up, fellas? What's going down with y'all? Y'all doing all right?
Yo.
Doing pretty good.
Yeah, okay.
Pretty good.
I'm a little under the weather.
Are you?
Yeah, you gave it to me through the screen a couple weeks ago.
Oh, man. Clear right up, Tage. Got clear right up, baby.
I mean, luckily, it's only like the congestion part. I'm not coughing or anything. I can deal with congestion. Congestion around your nose. That's all. That's doable. It's when it gets coughing and the throat stuff. I'm out. I'm out on that, man.
Yeah, that's when it gets a little rough and rugged. But yeah,
But
man.
how are you, JD? Did you like the game last night?
I did.
You did?
Yeah, I thought it was I thought it was a good game, good defensive game. So obviously born offensively, and what you see was two running teams. Couldn't muster at least for New England. But what do you think about Walker, man? Because we talked about him being somebody we are trying to covet. And they were talking about, man, how bad his hands are. So all I could hear was them talking about how bad his hands were. So, but with that being said, I mean, I think
it's a little overrated. Collinsworth called him a bad block. Actually, I was going to tweet about this yesterday. He kind of straight up called him a bad blocker and a bad catcher. That's not necessarily true, though. I don't know Collinsworth's intel on that. Walker doesn't get used a lot in the passing game. Doesn't mean he's bad at it. They have multiple backs. They just have multiple guys that do stuff.
He's not
he dropped that one catch.
Yeah, well, that's what Collinsworth. Bad pass block protection and bad catching the pass. I was like, wow, Collinsworth, geez. Okay.
I know. Well, I mean, give the guy a break. He was looking for something to talk about. I mean, you had an offense that hardly showed a pulse all game. Well, you can't say much out there.
Apparently, I mean, may look like he was hurt, but he got a shot of something before the game in his shoulder. I know that was kind of the whole talk all week about his shoulder being an issue. And, I mean, we're getting a shot before the game. I mean, your shoulder's not in a good place.
Wasn't Darnold like banged up in the playoffs though?
I don't know if he got a shot.
I mean, shot. I mean, yeah. I mean, Drake May got a shot of
no, but okay, but that's the thing.
Get Sam Darnold in his arms. What he got a shot?
It's the end of the season though. Everyone's banged up, but this guy's getting a shot his throwing shoulder like the day before the Super Bowl. I mean, he was clearly not in the right place.
Really?
I believe it was the throwing shoulder. Yeah.
And then bench him.
Come on.
Come on. When you're missing guys by like 5 yards, he looked terrible. He looked awful. He was missing guys all over the field.
That wasn't necessarily all his shoulder, I would say. I mean, all of us line. I mean, that left tackle spot was just that bad. I mean,
but when the protection did hold up, he missed him. He missed him a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the game like that, but I know people that have watched the game like that, and they've watched the views, and they're like, "There's guys open, man. May just couldn't get him."
There was some guys, but there was also too, man. There's some drop passes.
Yep.
Yeah, and they weren't Walker either.
No. But I tell you what, when I was logging on, y'all was talking about defense, and I don't know who said it in the chat, but this is why I'm pushing that we get some defensively. We got to be stellar. We have to bolster our defensive line. We watched this entire playoffs, and what we've seen is defensive lines come after quarterbacks with only four. Only four. That way, your DBs, your linebackers, everybody can sit back in coverage and play. It gives you that extra guy. That way, you don't have to blitz 6 or 5 and hope somebody's holding up. And even if the blitz don't get home, now you leave him out there on the island all by himself. So
yep.
we need to get a couple of guys, man, that can get to the quarterback in this draft.
Yeah.
For real.
Yep. And we'll have one of those guys who we hope has a nice sophomore year coming up on the show Wednesday night. JD and I will be hosting Ashton Gelati coming on the show here to talk about what he's prepping for a year or two and how year one went. And, yeah, we'll talk to him a lot about what he'll be doing in this offseason. But that's a guy we talk about rotational dudes getting after the quarterback. He's a guy that we'll have our eyes on in year 2, and I'm really excited about his year 2 growth.
We're going to need him. It ain't going to be one guy coming in here and fixing our pass rush problems, man.
No.
It's going to have to be a village to do it.
For sure. So tonight we're going to be attacking the tight end position group. It's Monday morning tight end, so it's only right that we tackle tight ends. But with that, it just comes at the same time that the report came out about yesterday that our guy, Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce, will be talking to the team after the Super Bowl about potentially coming back and returning for this upcoming season. And he obviously, that's a big name going into the offseason for us. Big contract, market value-wise as well. And I've seen a lot of Chiefs content creators saying that maybe the best path for the Chiefs is to let Travis Kelce just walk and not pay him, which I think is ridiculous. But JD, when we talk about Travis Kelce, and I know there's many casuals out there who talk about how, he's fallen off a cliff, he's not the same guy, Chiefs are better off to get rid of him, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. How big of a deal is it for him to come back for what potentially could be his final season? Because I feel like he's still, what he was showing this year, displaying this year, was still top tight end in the league status, top 5 tight end in the league, top 3 in some statistics. How pivotal is it for Travis Kelce to come back for our offense as we look to build this team going forward into 2026?
I think it's huge. I really do. For the simple fact that Patrick Mahomes, who will be coming off an injury, needs his security blanket. And the guy that knows him the best, the guy that gets open for him, that makes plays for Patrick Mahomes when he gets into a little bit of a problem, is Travis Kelce. And he does it better than anybody else I've seen that Pat's had on the roster. And so these guys right here, man, this is what they do. Dynamic duo. That's who they are. And so Travis, not only for Pat, but also too, I think for the entire football team, the entire organization, the entire city in itself, that I don't know who all these people are saying Travis should walk. I have no idea who these people are. But I would stand there and have a conversation and let them know that they are crazy.
It's your boy Lance, dude.
Lance, well, I had to tell
Lance is very anti Kelce coming back.
Is he? Well,
yeah.
I had to tell Lance, man, look, hey, I'm opposed to that take like I am in macaroni and cheese. Okay.
Okay.
And the thing is, well, me and Lance have this thing with mac and cheese. I'm not a big mac and cheese guy. That's what I'm referencing. But I would say, hey, Lance, who is going to, pick up the mantle? Who's going to, build the production of a Travis Kelce? Who can run routes to get open like Travis can? Who's been at the top of the NFL since he's been in?
Yeah.
And so arguably the best tight end in the game, okay, and I always say this is, is TG and Travis, whatever your druthers, what you like. But these guys right here, man, if Travis Kelce is the guy. Top 5, I mean, he's doing it all. You cannot, I don't know how you get that production out of anybody else. And what our offense has been, EB, also another guy who's sitting there saying, like, look, I get it. This may be your last thing. But if I could have you here for this one, I need you. I need you to establish what we need to do going forward. So everybody sees, before you ride on the sunset, how you do things, how you carry yourself, how you get open, all those different things, okay? I need for you to be a leader that you are. And so I think this is a huge deal if Travis comes back in shape and ready to go for that one last hurrah, the one last thing to do. And I do believe he will. I do believe he will.
Yeah. I didn't think, it's crazy how much controversy this has caused. It's like,
it's really wild, honestly.
It is, because people just don't want what we had last year. But it's like, one, Kelce's one of the bright spots of our team from last year. So you don't want the one guy who actually showed up every week. Okay. That's one. Two, no legit replacement for him. So for anyone that goes, find a free agent. What do you think a starting tight end's going to cost a free agent? $6 to $8 million. So you don't want Kelce for $2 more million? Kelce's not going to get 14, 15. I don't think he is. I could see, my guess for Kelce is like a 1 year, like 8, 9 million, but with up to like 11 or 12 with incentives. That's my guess for him. And that's fine. You hit those incentives, you deserve it. I'm happy that you did well, and I'm happy that we did well, because we're going to prosper like you prosper. Yeah. But to say you want a replacement who's going to come in here and learn the Chief system that not many people have come in and done successfully as a free agent, do that and like hit the ground running on a team that's going to maybe have 3 new receivers and maybe 2 to 3 new running backs. You want another new guy in our pass catching starting? That's ridiculous. It gives you 1 extra year to find another tight end, or to say, hey, dude, Briningstool is going to be the guy. Like, let's get him learning behind Kelce or whoever. This is an example, but it gives you a buffer for that. We don't have a clear guy coming in taking over. So yeah, surprising to me.
Well, I mean, imagine this also too. We're not going to have Patrick during the all season throwing balls to guys. And so if you're talking about getting a new guy in, Pat is going to have to learn who this guy is and what he does.
You're right. During the season.
Coming in.
Week 1, or maybe let's hope week 1 is their training camp.
Right.
How crazy is that?
Right. And that's my point. My point is, he's like, all of a sudden this guy's had to learn Pat and what he does and all the magic and all the signals and being on the same page. I mean, these two are on a wavelength that it doesn't take any communication whatsoever. They know exactly what they need to do.
Yeah.
They know exactly how each other is thinking. And so that is trying to relearn all of that for Patrick. That's going to be a difficult part too. It really is.
It's a great point. We don't even have a real offseason for these guys to gel.
No.
So it's actually, another reason why you might want to bring Hill back, because people that want to bring a brand new receiver to this offense that won't even step foot on the field with Mahomes till September is crazy. I mean, a rookie, he had no choice, but free agent, you're choosing to let someone go and sign someone new, especially if Kelce, in the tight end case, Kelce's saying if he wants to come back, let him go. Or what are you crazy? I mean, like, I don't know. I think that's stupid. We paid Noah Gray 18, like almost 19 million over 3 years. You don't want to give Kelce 1 year with 8 to 11 million? Get out of here, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, luckily the organization is not going to. They're going to bring him
Lance?
back. No, I'm saying. Well, that's the thing. Like Lance, that's the first one I thought of. But like, there's a lot of people who are saying a lot of like.
Oh yeah,
with a heavy amount of followers are saying that, because a lot of people are saying the same old, like, you know, the retreads of Eric Bieniemy and bringing back Travis Kelce. We're moving backwards, not moving forwards. It's that same kind of retort that I've seen from a lot of people, which is surprising, like you said. But yeah, Travis was one of the bright spots in the team last year, and he was still. I mean, he's still stud. If he was operating like a guy who was, you know, like a top 15 tight end, if he was like down there doing nothing, sure. And he probably wouldn't want to come back, honestly. If Kelce had a bad year, he probably wouldn't want me coming back.
100%.
But the fact that he probably was like, to him, he was like, okay, I lost weight last offseason. I trained hard last offseason, and I put up top 3 tight end numbers. Okay, I can do this. I'm not done yet. So, like, that's the one thing. It's like, one thing, he was looking like a shell of himself. He wasn't at all. So I don't get the controversy behind Travis coming back and people like throwing a fit about it. It's like, so wait, so you're saying the offense can't move on because can't move forward because we're bringing back Kelce, who was a top 3 tight end last year, and we're bringing back EB when the last time EB was here, Patrick Mahomes was the MVP of the NFL. I don't get that. I think people just want to complain about something, and this is what they're complaining about instead of other things.
It's the overcorrection. It's the hyper pendulum swing, Marcus. Like, I get it. I want a lot of changes too, but if you want to contend next year, you can't overhaul every single position. Like, it's going to be a brand new team that's not going to win. Like, I'm sorry, they're not going to gel in 1 year and win. You have to keep somewhat of a core together while you stagger and platoon these new guys coming in. You bring in a crop this year, a crop next year. Tight end, because of that, is going to probably wait till next year to really be corrected for the future. And that's fine. You can't replace everybody in an offseason. You just can't. So see what you got in the young guys. See if Wiley has any run in him. See if Briningstool can be the next guy while Kelce's still here. If they don't, you know you're going to have to hit tight end pretty early next year in the draft. Start scouting.
But this is when you're putting together, you know, during the off season for coaches, you are looking for some continuity. And like you said, if you have one guy that has been successful, Travis Kelce is that guy. That's somebody you can hang the hat on, right? You don't have to question that, what he's going to do, who he's going to be. You know what you got with him. It's not like, oh, well, who we going to have at right tackle now? Like, what's going on with this? Or even our wide receivers, like, when the new coach is going to bring in, are they going to be more successful with a new coach? Travis Kelce, you know what you're going to get with him. You already know. You're going to get probably 90 balls. You would have had 90 balls this past year, you know, if Pat didn't go down, probably more. And shoot, how are you going to, who's going to at least parallel that production? We don't have it. We're sitting there talking, like we said, no off season with these guys, with Pat, okay? Who's going to be the guy throwing the ball to him right now? Like that's the question. Who do we have in the room at quarterback doing it right now? Gardner Minshew is out. He's hurt. So who you got? We need a real guy in here, man, that's going to be throwing some balls to these dudes and getting this thing going and running. And so we just don't have that. And so you need that continuity. This will be the craziest move. Practically just doesn't even work to try to do that. Seriously. If I'm Clark and those guys, I'll be like, Kelce, please, okay? Can you please come back for one more year? And addressing this with Pono right here, he has the richest girlfriend in the world. Why come back for another year of beatdowns? Travis is on easy street. It's not about the money to him. It isn't. It's all about the legacy and the things that he's doing. You know, the records he's going to be able to have. I mean, his name is already written, okay, in NFL books. But he can also do one more. He wants to get another Super Bowl ring, and I think he should. I think he believes that. And if a guy's not ready to retire, I don't care what it is. He's going to come back for that because he still has that burning edge and that passion to play. If he still has that, come do it. Do it until you can't come out no more. So you don't want to regrets, man. You just don't.
Plus, we don't know who we're going to add a receiver this year. Like, let's say we do end up going for first-round receiver. Let's say we get Jordan Tyson in the first round. I mean, I want Tyson learning from Kelce, and that's how to conduct yourself as a professional. It's how to have a double-digit career. It's how to play with Patrick. It's what Patrick likes. It's where he likes you to be. You do an underneath route. I want him to learn the right things from him. So if not, then who? Who's you going to learn from? I mean, seriously, you need a professional in that room, a guy who's been there and done it at a high level. And I want a young receiver learning from Kelce, because like we always said, you're not going to replace Kelce at tight end. You're going to replace his skill sets, if anything. So if you get Kelce for a year with either a young tight end or a young receiver to show them the ropes and show them how to be successful with Pat, even as your skills start declining and you start losing a step, because you will lose a step eventually. This is how you do it. You want someone to see that day in and day out.
Money well spent. Money well spent.
Yeah.
Like, what you be able to reciprocate for years, and that's what we're talking about, Tej. Well said on that. Pono, come on, man. It was clear to me his motivation declined when he got into this romance. It was so obvious. Really? It was obvious.
Nah,
seriously?
That's ridiculous, man. He reversed his decline, which is at this late age really rare. When pass catchers, when skill position players, when they start declining and losing steps, you don't gain steps back. He actually gained a step from 2 years ago to last year. All the metrics show it. All the advanced stats show it. He actually gained a step, which is crazy.
Yeah, Pono. Pono, I know you just trolling a little bit right now, ain't you? I got it.
I hope so, Pono. I hope so for your football's sake, there, buddy. For your football takes. But yeah, I do think I think Kelce's gonna be the first domino to fall, and I think we'll probably hear they said pretty soon we'll hear if he is officially coming back soon, but. Diana Rossini said all signs point to him coming back. I think Ian Rappaport also said it too. So there's a few different people who said it that all signs point to Travis coming back. And you hear in his words. I mean, I think a podcast with his sister-in-law, he made some mention of coming back. And then a couple weeks ago when EB was coming back, he said, "Can't wait to see him around." So it's like. It's obvious he's coming back. And I think, JD, I think we said on this show many weeks ago that he is coming back. It feels like he's coming back. And also, too, you look at that last game of the season, it didn't feel like the guy's last game of the season at all. There was no – I get no Mahomes, but there was no, like, sadness on the sidelines. There was no, like, hugging, saying goodbye to people. I mean, it was clearly not the end for him. And
you can't leave on those exhibition games, man.
He didn't participate in Pro Bowl festivities too. If it was his last Pro Bowl, if it was his last one, he would have gone and made the rounds there and everything. So yeah, he didn't do any of that stuff that someone would if they were ending it all. But the other guy, so Travis Kelce is one, the headliner. But Robert Tonyan was a guy that stole a lot of people's hearts during preseason. Had a really great story being out of football for about over a year. Came back, looked great in the preseason, and then we get to the actual season. We never really see Robert Tonyan at all. We saw him maybe sprinkled in there a couple times, but is that a guy you probably bring back, JD Teja? Like contemplate bringing back to have around another veteran, a seasoned vet at the tight end position in the NFL? What are you guys' thoughts on Robert Tonyan?
I think this is where you have to really evaluate his usage. What is he going to do for you? Do you have, a particular thing for him to do as a tight end? Is he going to be utilized? Really? I mean, that's basically it. He didn't get utilized last year. I mean, hardly. And that was part of the problem. Robert Tonyan, we seen he did well during training camp and looked good. And then all of a sudden he was like non-existent. And I didn't understand why that was, because he's a very capable tight end. I mean, he can run, he can catch, he can do all those things. He's been successful in the NFL too. So this was supposed to be his comeback, kind of deal. And it just kind of fizzled out because we didn't utilize him. So I think last year, man, for the tight end room, our offense did a disservice to those guys. It really did. Robert Tonyan is one of those guys that we didn't do what we should have done with him. So that being said, Marcus, I don't know. It all depends on like I said, who we're going to bring back, how we're going to utilize him. Is what it boils down to. If we find a spot for him here and say, hey, yeah, we're just going to get a lot of looks, then fine. But right now, man, the room's looking crowded. You got Travis Kelce, Noah Gray, you got Jake Briningstool, you got Jared Wiley. So, I mean, Robert Tonyan, I mean, it just depends, really. I think it'll probably be in our best interest to go find us more of an inline blocker. Mm-hmm. Okay. And there's a couple guys in this, coming in this draft to kind of do those things. So, I don't know.
Tej, you still a big Bob guy or what?
I think it kind of depends on what we do with Gray, especially. I know we'll get to that in a minute, but there's a potential out on his contract. So if we don't bring back Gray, we might want that backup vet type tight end.
Yep.
To stick around. How many tight ends did we have on the active roster most weeks? 3 or 4? 4?
4.
3?
Yep.
4.
Mm-hmm.
We had
Kelce,
Gray. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So next year, let's say no Gray. Let's say Kelce comes back. You re-sign Tonyan. I guess it brings
crowded,
shows that he. Huh?
It's crowded. That's what I'm saying. It's true.
A lot of dudes.
Yeah.
You have to make a tough decision. I mean, if you're gonna, I think a vet. I think it's pretty simple. If you sign a vet, he takes Tanyan's position if Gray's gone. And if you draft one, I think Tonyan would be safer in that regard because I think you'd still want a backup vet tight end there. And then you'd have that young tight end draft pick take the position of either Briningstool or Wiley.
Put you this way, we have as many tight ends in the room right now going into 2026 as we do receivers.
Is that counting Kelce?
That's not counting Kelce. So,
yeah.
All right, let's get to the guys who are on the roster going into the 2026 season. So we have 4 guys who on the roster right now. That's Noah Gray, Jared Wiley, Jake Briningstool, and Trey Watson. So those are the 4 guys we have on the roster right now. As Teja mentioned, Noah Gray, there is an out. If the Chiefs cut Noah Gray, they can save about $4 million smackaroos by cutting Noah Gray, and that's been kind of a lot of the prognosticators as far as what we're going to do in the offseason have pretty much said that Noah Gray will probably be on the chopping block to save $4 million smackaroos. So, guys, we look at this list. I know JD and I are huge Jake Briningstool fans, still are. And that's a guy that the fact that they ended up keeping him, the guy barely played at all during training camp and not playing any preseason games. But the fact they just stashed him away on IR tells you what they feel about him. And JD even talked to our tight ends coach about Jake Briningstool. Trey Watson, a stud guy from Texas A&M. And then obviously we know Noah Gray and Jared Wiley. Still, year 2, Jared Wiley, haven't really seen a lot from Jared Wiley. He had some flashy plays on a 4th down conversion during the season last year. But overall, it is a crowded tight end room. That's before we bring back Travis Kelce. What do you make of the guys who are returning going into 2026?
All these guys, all 4 of these guys are very talented tight ends. They are. They're NFL tight ends. Any team would love to have these guys. Any team. The problem is when you have a talented room like this, it creates problems. It creates space-wise, who's better, who's going to be utilized on special teams, all those different things come into play. And so I like Noah Gray. His production was down. was trying to pull up his stats to see where he was from where he was the year before. And let me see. Let's see if I got it here. But I think, man, Noah Gray is a good tight end. He didn't do so well on the blocking aspect of things, which I was kind of shocked. He's a little bit smaller in stature, but he's a guy that, man, he can get open. He's learning a lot from Kelce. He's kind of Kelce-ish because he kind of knows a little bit like Pat what to do now on how to get open. We used to feed him, and we just didn't do that this past year. And so I'm looking at it. So his targets, 49 targets the year before, 40 receptions. He had 37 targets this year and 21 receptions. So, I mean, that's what we got. And then the running game, he was kind of up and down, man. I love Noah. He's a good dude. Comes with a hard hat. But you know what you're saying. You paying him. You got to get a lot more out of him. And so maybe Bieniemy could utilize him. Maybe that's one of those things you can utilize him. Jared Wiley, Jake Briningstool, these two guys. Pass catch tight end. I like Jake Briningstool. And I told you, me and Tom, we were sitting there having a conversation, and we both was like, man, how is it that Jake did not get drafted? And neither one of us could figure it out. Neither one of us. And everything we said, all the good stuff, Marcus, when I talked about him in the draft last year, he still has. He just got hurt. He got hurt. But he's a pass catcher, man. He's athletic. He can get open one-on-one. Bless you.
Thank you.
So Jared caught a couple balls. He had that injury, and you got to kind of take that in consideration too. Trey Watson. Trey is he's a big kid, fast, athletic. He's just trying to carve out of space, man. That's what he's trying to do. Carve out of space, brother. But very talented tight end room. I don't know how we're going to utilize these guys, though.
So the Noah Gray stuff, like the fact that we can save $4 million with by cutting Noah Gray, like I said, a lot of prognosticators think that's going to happen as far as mapping out the offseason. Do you think that would be a wise move? I know we're counting every penny and every nickel, and we're talking about the way he was utilized last year. I mean, 21 for 178. I mean, just like his lack of use. I mean, his usage just dropped significantly, and he played these games. Do you think like that is definitely on the table? They could end up waiving him to save a penny or two?
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. For the simple fact that out of all the guys I just named, besides Trey, hadn't really had any type of injury. I mean, he had a concussion last year. That was about the only thing. And like I said, he knows the offense. He knows Pat. He knows what is required of him. And so I think he's taking a lot of notes from Travis. Noah Gray's a good tight end. I liked him when he came out of college from Duke. And so we seen he can catch football. He had a couple drops last year. That was part of it too. He did have some drops. But if you need a solid guy that understands, I had to say, man, no, you got to bring Noah back. You have to. What do you think, Teja?
I'm out. I mean, hey, you missed me with the whole get rid of Travis because we need new blood, but Noah, now that's someone I could sacrifice for new blood. We need every penny we can get, man. Especially with these rumors about, trying to lock down Trent to a long-term deal. We need to. When I say the man's got his own money, I mean the man's got his own money. We need to find that. We don't have it, so I'd like to start grooming the next tight end. I think we know Gray is a serviceable tight end, but I mean, if you haven't by now, you should look like the next guy. He's been Kelce's right-hand man for, 4 years, 5 years plus?
4 years.
6? I mean, at this point, it shouldn't even be a question for us to say, like, Gray's the next guy or not. The fact that we're, like, on the fence about it, it's not a good thing. I mean, yes, granted, there's only so many targets you can get, but maximizing opportunities with what you can get. There's guys out there where you're just like, man, at some point we just can't keep him off the field. You know what I mean? Like, there's guys that at this point, especially with the contract he got, it's not like it's all what's the word I'm looking for here? Potential. Like, we gave him money to show that he's the next guy. $6 million a year. It's not cheap for your backup tight end, right? So at this point, he should kind of be showing us that he's the next guy. Sorry. I don't know. I'm okay with recouping the $4 million to allocate somewhere else. Yeah. I'm just glad Kelce can give us one last year. Now, if Kelce's gone, I don't think at that point, that's a different story. Do you give him a year? I think he's earned a year to say, I know the system, let me start. Very much for the same reasons I'm saying you can't get rid of Kelce if he wants to come back. Gray knows Mahomes, knows the system. So if we need someone to start right now instead of Kelce, then I'm okay with keeping Gray for that money, because $6 for a starting tight end is not a bad deal, especially when whatever tight end we bring in is not going to know anything. So at that point, I'm okay with keeping him. So I guess there's a caveat there. No Kelce, keep Gray. Kelce, get out of the gray zone.
Well, I think it's why he's valuable like that, is because he does bring in familiarity, and so if Travis does go down, you turn and look at the guys like, we got rid of Noah Gray. Noah Gray does a lot as far as blocking also too, which these other guys don't really do. Jared Wiley's not a strong blocker at all. He isn't.
No.
And so the only guy that's doing the hard work, putting his hard hat on, is Noah Gray. We're not asking any other tight end to do what he's doing. And so that is the issue that I see. So is that $6 million that we're looking at, or we're saving for? I think it's good money. I think there's like some securities that you have to have, right? And there's other ways you can get money. There's other ways you can do it. I think it's like a solid guy. You had to say, well, there's 1 to 2. We got the 2 tight ends we need. Other guys who's not making that much money, we could deal with those. So.
And also too, like, if let's say they were to get rid of Gray, obviously the money's the big deal there for the $4 million. That's the reason why they would get rid of him. It also tells you how they do feel about a guy like Jake Briningstool. Obviously, we don't know. We haven't seen much, but they obviously saw enough where they're like, this guy could be something. Jared Wiley is an athletic tight end that we really haven't seen a lot of. He made some plays last year, but it's still going into year 3. We don't really know much of what he can be. But if they do move on from a Gray, it is more of like, okay, like we obviously don't know what they're going to do as far as maybe draft a tight end late in this draft, but at least they feel confident with Wiley and Briningstool that they can maybe get to this year, see what you have in them to be the Gray. And then if neither guy kind of shows up, then next year is the year, if it's Kelce's last year, then you go out and find that the heir apparent, be it free agency or within the draft. But I do think they like Briningstool. And I mean, JD, you talked to Coach Melvin. They obviously are big fans of Briningstool, and you were a huge fan of Briningstool coming out of the draft last year. So yeah, he's obviously shown something. Because that's the thing too. It's like, it's not often, JD, where like, especially UDFA, where a UDFA comes in, he looks good. He got paid. I think he was amongst the highest paid UDFAs of everybody. He comes in, doesn't play pretty much early. He gets hurt within the first week of training camp, and in that first week, he actually got some first team reps with Mahomes. But for a UDFA to not show anything, then all of a sudden, like, they stash him on IR. I think that's kind of like, I don't really hear much of that, like stories of UDFAs getting, after 1 week of training camp, getting stashed on IR because like we never got to see him with pads on and whatnot. But he obviously showed enough. We're like, you know what, I like this kid. We're gonna keep him away from everybody else, because that's just unheard of, I think.
No, we didn't want to let him go. He was the leading receiver of all time at tight end at Clemson. If you go and you watch his film and it's tape, man, you can see exactly why that is. He can stretch the defense. He can get open, like I said, one-on-one. He's shifty. He has a little bit of that, like Travis Kelce in him, to make guys miss. He don't have to be a burner, but guy knows how to get open. He got good hands. So that's what you're asking for. On the blocking aspect of it, I think it's what you had to see kind of this offseason a little bit more. And he's a capable blocker. But I do think we had to have a guy that is more of an inline dude that can help you out more so. Like, I don't want Noah doing too much of that. Noah's kind of like the H-back build, those kind of guys back in the day, right? He's, but yeah, I don't shoot.
Yeah.
Good problem to have. That way. Good problem to have.
Yeah.
Briningstool by the same eval, in draft eval, would be the number 12 tight end in this draft.
Oh, really? Interesting. I mean, it was surprising that he went.
It's pretty good, though. That's not good.
Number 12? I mean, he was a UDFA last year, so I mean.
I know, but number 12 tight end, I mean, Sam Roush is 10th, and he's like looking to be like a third-round pick. Think of it that way.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you say 12 in this class. I'm like not really excited about a lot of these tight ends in this draft. There's like maybe like 5 guys I like. So like I would say probably higher on last year's draft.
What are you looking at, Teja? What are you looking at? What is that?
For this one, I'm looking at NFL Draft Buzz.
Oh,
they do yearly.
They
do yearly overall ratings for the players. It's pretty legit. It's been going for a long time.
Yeah, I like NFL. Great job.
But it's good because they consistently do the same ratings and eval, so you can always look at someone from previous and say, "Hey, like, what are they compared to? This class, right?" It just goes to show you, like, UDFA, but yeah, I mean, it's basically tied for 11th overall, which is pretty good. Yeah, some of these guys are projected to be like second and third round picks.
I mean,
Roush has got a lot of. Buzz.
We kind of lucked into the Briningstool sweepstakes for whatever reason. He went undrafted. I remember we did our show. We talked about what some of the prognosticators had him. They had him going in round 4 in some of these drafts. I remember we had him going around the same time as Gadsden. And then what happened? This guy goes to UDFA, and we were on the horn right away and signed him. So, like, I do think when people, and I remember during the season, I remember when one of the first mock drafts came out and they had us drafting Sadiq. And I was like, yeah, I'm not drafting tight end round 1 next year. We actually have Briningstool who can wait in the wings of Kelce. And I remember all these Gen Z Jet Chief fans came at me saying, oh, yeah, you boomers have no idea what you're talking about with these Jake Briningstool. Are you serious? Guy who never played? Oh, man, like Sadiq's a dog or whatever. And whatever. Oh, yeah, they came for our Chief Concerns account, JD. But
is that right?
Yeah.
Because of your lack of love of Sadiq?
Yeah, because my lack of love with Sadiq. Yeah, it was the first mock that came out. We were like, it was like pick 16.
Sadiq's a flawed problem. Whatever. We can get into that later.
But not so much that it's like at the time I think we were all kind of in the same. We for a long time we thought that Kelce was coming back, so it was like, okay, we don't need to draft a tight end round 1, and we'll have Kelce back for another year. But we also get to see what Briningstool can be this upcoming year, especially if we do get rid of Gray. That leaves the opening for. And also too, we have EB coming back, and maybe we'll see more tight ends because when EB was here, we had everyone. We had a lot of tight end movement. We had a lot of 13 personnel. We saw a lot of what guys can do. We saw a lot of Jody Fortson. He was the number 3 tight end. So like I feel like there might be the resurgence of the tight end room kind of booming again with EB back. And I think Briningstool could be a huge part of that. And I'd like to see what we have with Briningstool, a guy who probably should have been a 4th round pick, but for whatever reason went late, became a UDFA. I'd like to see what he can be with one more year of Kelce in the building. And if he doesn't look like anything, then you go find someone else. But I do think there is something here potentially with Briningstool.
Mm-hmm.
Wiley, I think I'm already kind of halfway out the door with that because I think we would have seen something by now. We just haven't really seen much of Wiley.
That was my logic with Gray.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like, Gray was a big red zone target for us last year, not this past year, but last year. Let's do it. Let's look at the upcoming free agency class. So while we are all kind of in agreement that we think Kelce will be coming back, we do have to address with free agency if we don't bring back Travis Kelce. And it's actually not a bad tight end class as far as free agency wise. I know there's a lot of Chief fans who do want us to go, regardless if Kelce does come back, to maybe sign Isaiah Likely as a guy to come to be a tight end 2 for us, which not bad. I'm kind of a Likely fan. Wanted us to get him out of Coastal Carolina. But top to bottom, not a bad tight end free agency class. What are your guys' thoughts here? Obviously, we all think Kelce's coming back, but if, say, Kelce doesn't come back, would any of these guys be of interest to you? Or if Kelce does come back, maybe signing a tight end too if you get rid of Noah Gray. What are your guys' thoughts on this free agency class for tight ends?
If I'm getting a guy, if he doesn't come back, I like Likely. About the only one I like. Pitts.
That was quick. That was like me and receivers. And the guy I like wasn't even on the list.
Yeah. I think that would be. I mean, in Dallas, Goddard is. I mean, I like Goddard's game. I do. So, that would be just about it, man. So, all these. I don't dislike his tight ends. I'm trying to think of like what we would do for our offense. Who's going to get the production? I think Isaiah Likely be a guy that you would say, hey, he'd get you one-on-one.
What's his contract projection, though? Because the reason why they signed Andrews is because they couldn't come to terms with Likely because he wanted too much.
Likely's market value is around $8.8 million a year.
Oh, really? That's what they balked at? 8.8?
Like $1.5 million less than Kelce. Yeah, about 1.2 less than Kelce.
Let me see what Over the Cap says. Just curious.
JD, Taysom Hill. What do you think about him?
Low.
Talking about a guy who can do a little bit of everything. I mean, he's not a bad blocker either. No,
not for
Over
us.
the Cap is likely at $5 million a year.
interesting. I think I'm more of a spot track guy. I'm not really over the cap guy.
I mean, I'm not like I don't have exclusive rights with anybody. I'm just looking at different.
No, I'm just saying.
We're all making this up out of thin air. Let's not act like one has like the inside track to know what Isaiah Likely's contract's going to be. It's probably going to be in the middle between them. It's just good to see like different numbers out there. That's all.
What's they throwing around for Pitts? What are they saying for him? Much?
Pitts is the top dog.
We can't afford that.
Yeah, well, actually, Spotrac has 10.8 for Pitts, 10.7 for Kelce. So about in that 11 million range, 10 to 11 million.
Not with Gray there. That means Gray's gone if you're doing that. Let me see.
Shoot.
Whew. Yeah, over the cap has Pitts a lot more than that.
Well,
They got him at 14.3.
Oh,
Ooh, man.
We ain't gonna pay that. We're not doing that. Don't even waste your time getting on the PJ. Don't even waste.
I mean, all right, let's go in between those though. 4-year deal for Pitts at 12 a year. 13.
He's only 25 too. I thought he was older than that. I feel like he's been around for such a long time.
He's pretty young.
Yeah, that's not bad. Shoot, I could do. What'd you say? How much? 12?
Like 12 a year.
Yeah, if Kelce wouldn't come back, 12, I could see that for sure.
Yeah.
I
would. Yeah.
And also too, like in the conversation we had with Robert Tanyan about like bringing in a veteran guy if we do cut bait with Noah Gray to have another guy outside of Briningstool and Wiley and Kelce to have a fourth guy. There are a lot of veteran tight ends in this in this free agency class and crop that you can pick up and just have around. Like Ertz has a really extreme injury, but guys like Mo Ali Cox, Austin Hooper, Hooper's been around the block. He's a solid veteran tight end. So there are guys that they can fill that veteran tight end void outside of Kelce. If you do bring back Kelce, Wiley, Briningstool, and you have the fourth guy. It could be Tanyan, or it could be one of these elder statesmen that are free agents. Mercedes Lewis, there you go, like a 42-year-old Mercedes.
Hey, listen, Austin Hooper and Mercedes Lewis is my age.
I was gonna say, man, at this point, you should have just snuck JD on this list, Marcus.
Right. Yeah, just put me out there like that. I thought
You should have just done it, man. You should just put him in there at the bottom.
I actually almost did when I put Mercedes Lewis in there. I was like, you know what, maybe put JD on here. I think we play. It's kind of funny.
I put my little picture like.
Let me see what Spot Track has on JD's 1-year deal.
His market value
over the cat.
Yeah, they have 1.8 million for Mercedes Lewis, 2.1 for Taysom Hill.
Yeah, I think Taysom Hill could get a contract just because you got the versatility, and if you're a creative offensive mind, Taysom Hill's not a bad guy to have on your team just to kind of throw some wrinkles in there. Yeah, it's going to be come back for one more year, Kelce. That's all I can say. Let's kick the can on having this discussion on tight ends for the future.
Yeah,
except drafting one maybe.
I think he's definitely coming back. I mean, just based on everything that's reported. So, I almost didn't make a list for the free agent tight ends, but I just wanted to show out here for all the people who are saying get rid of Kelce. Well, these are the other options, guys. Okay, so. Yeah. All right, let's go to the rookie class. This is the rookie class of 2026. Not bad. There's some guys actually they're later on in the draft. But I like Max Clare from Ohio State. He's probably going to be a top 3 round pick. But then I like Tanner Koziel from Houston. He'll probably be maybe a UDFA guy, 6th round, like a 4 through 7th kind of guy. I think he led a league in contested catches for tight ends in college this past year. Pretty solid. But yeah, have you guys looked at any tight ends that kind of stand out to you as far as taking a flyer in this draft class? I know a lot of Chief fans are big fans of Eli Stowers from Vanderbilt and Oscar Dell from UGA. So those are some of the guys. But of the tight end class, who has stood out to you so far in the process, guys?
Sadiq is an athlete. Stower, I know him. Did a game on, playing UK. Great tight end. I like him a lot. Trying to think who. Let me go. Shoot. Some of these guys, man, I kind of watched and just kind of I turned it off. I was like, okay. But you said a lot of dudes were saying they were going in the top 3 rounds.
Yeah, Sadiq, Claire, Stowers, Trigg, Raridan, Jolie, Andrews would probably be like a 4th round pick. Roush, another 4th round pick. It's gonna be not a lot of them are complete tight ends. I mean, you have a lot. Yeah, this group's got a lot of H-back type guys.
Yeah,
it's got a lot of the split end or split out wide guys, and it's got a couple of inline guys that have dump off ability. But it doesn't really have a guy who could do it all. Even Sadiq, like I was saying earlier, man, Sadiq. I mean, he's the number 1 prospect because of ceiling, but what podcast was it? It was I think it was a CBS scout. They were saying how there was a part of this year even when he was looked like he was going to have a down year, and apparently the coaching staff got on him hard about not taking it all seriously. And then from there on out, he killed it.
Talking about Sadiq?
Yeah. So, I mean, even he's got his own, knocks on him. He's not a complete tight end. Not the guys we saw last year. I think last year was the cream of the crop tight end, high end class.
Oh,
my favorites, Claire. I love Claire's game. I love Jack Endry's highlights. I think they were really good. That was a fun watch. I think my favorites would probably be Claire or Endry's, but Claire's looking like he's going to be, just because it's not a great tight end year as far as like high end, maybe a second round talent. Because the thing with Claire is he's got two very different tapes. If you look at this year's tape, he could prove to be a valid blocker. So if you want a blocker who's got juice, you'll go him. But if you go back to his last year tape with Purdue, I mean, then now you're looking at like a Trey McBride. Like he that's a guy you can like just throw the ball to like 6-7 times a game. So for multiple different types of offenses, you can maybe a lot of teams are going to like Claire, either this year's tape or last year's tape. So unfortunately, he'll probably be like a second or third round pick.
Yeah, the dude from what's it, Joe Royer, Cincinnati.
Yeah,
Royer, you got a lot of love too.
Yeah, I like him. He's good. I've only seen a few of these guys on tape. Some of the guys that I did look at. I usually try to go for your top 10 tight ends. I checked out some I just didn't like. They didn't woo me. They didn't. Only one really that wooed me. I was like, okay, it was really Sadiq.
Did you check out Roush at all?
Let me see, Roush from Stanford. No, I don't think.
Yeah, he out of all the guys I read about and heard about, he seemed like the most complete of all of them. He played I think 100% of his snap, or he's played 1,000 snaps in line in his college career.
Okay.
He can block, and he had a 95 percentile separation rate, so he can also separate. So he gives you the blocking, and he can also move, which is not a constant. And he's got a great. That's the thing that really caught me off from him. I mean, he's got football in his veins. His father played at Duke. His mom played volleyball at Montana State. His grandfather played for 3 teams in the NFL. His great uncle was Merlin Olsen. His great other uncle was Orrin Olsen for BYU and the Chiefs. Yeah. His other grandfather played for Ohio. His uncle played for Northwestern. His mother's cousin played for Stanford. And his paternal great-grandfather played baseball for the Cardinals. So this guy's got run through his veins. You get an NFL player with this guy. He's going to be in the NFL for 10 years, right? I mean, so
I'm looking at him right now. He looks pretty good.
Yeah. And they said the way they used him too was very pro. They pretty much played him as a pro tight end in college. Got a pretty rough drop rate, 10.7%.
He had a drop in the Senior Bowl, actually, a wide open one too.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He's got some drop problems, but let me see what it said. Dropped. It said not concentration issues with his drops, more adjustment issues with his drops.
Well, one year the EB will fix that.
Yeah.
Now, want to get scared by your offensive coordinator? That'll do it.
But you talking about adjustment issues. I mean, we're talking. I mean, that's body control too. That's what that is. And so, if you can't adjust from a bad ball, or contort your body some way, that shows your lack of athleticism.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what's worse. It's like, you got to move, because everything's not going to be perfect, right?
Yeah. I mean, if he could do everything, he'd be a first-round tight end. So, he's got some issues, right? He also played D-line and linebacker in high school.
Now he's a physical guy. Merle Olsen's, you said his grandson?
Merle Olsen was his great uncle.
Oh, great uncle? Okay.
Yeah.
So the question goes into this, right? of these guys that we're looking at, you always sit there and say, are they better than the guys we got on our team right now? Do we have to address this at this moment to get a tight end? We can get a guy that we think is going to be okay. There's only a few guys on here that I've seen that I was like, yeah, I could take that guy. Joe Royer, I would take a guy like him like in the third round for sure. And maybe fourth. I doubt if he lasts, but we don't know. Other than that, I think you got to go with what you have, unless you're going to find somebody else that you know is going to come in and give you that type of productivity. And as long as Travis is going to be there, I mean, he's going to give them enough time to let them know.
If you can get Roush in the 5th round, I'd say 4th or 5th round was where he's projected to go. I like that just because he does give us something we don't necessarily have. He's a good blocker.
There's a guy that I'm curious if he. It's interesting because like some of these like ESPN's got like 4 college experts that kind of rank their top 5 tight ends in this draft, and only one guy named the dude from Utah, Dalen Bentley. Not a lot of people have talked about him. But I looked at his numbers last year. Pretty good numbers at Utah. They said if it wasn't for this past year, he wouldn't be on anyone's radar. 48 for 620 and 6 touchdowns. But the thing about him is they say he might be one of the best blocking tight ends in the draft. 6'4", 265 or something like that. 6'4", 260. If you look at him, he's thicker. He's on the right in this picture right here. He's all the way on the right. Kind of thick. But they say he's one of the best run blocking tight ends in the draft, and he's actually a great deep ball adjuster. It was interesting because I only saw one person mention him as like a top 5 tight end, and then on ESPN's rankings, and I dove through it. I mean, a lot of them have him like pretty lowly ranked, but they all say that he's one of the best blocking tight ends in this draft. And you look at him, you look like he's a great blocking tight end. Apparently tore it up during the East-West Shrine game practices. That was kind of another thing that got on people's radars. So I'm curious, JD, as being one of the best to do it at the blocking. I'm just curious what your thoughts are.
It'd be huge if a guy he's a good line blocker. Plus, he looks like he got some athleticism. I'm looking at him right now, so he's not slow. But if he could put his hands on guys, you can do a lot. It helps you out a lot, as far as like with your offense, like kind of what Seattle ran. And we've seen that. We've seen where you can run the ball effectively. Well, what happens is you have a tight end that can lead up, or he could be on the line of scrimmage, could do the cutoff, or he could do the man block, drive a 9 technique, a 7 off the ball. That's what you're looking at. You're looking at the guy who's going to get after it. And so a young dude like this, may help, may work. And like I said, man, I'm watching him, man. He's got some athleticism to him. So he's not like a bulky, slow type of guy. He looks pretty good, actually. So if you get a guy like this in late round, I like that. I like a guy like that.
Yeah, because it also provides someone that's different. Like, I know, like you said it for like a long time. Of like, it's great to have these tight ends who are good, like pretty much tight end versions of receivers who can't really block out there. But like, it's at some point we can't keep getting clones of each other because otherwise you're gonna have the same problem regardless out there. But if you get a guy like that's why he stood out to me. It's like, okay, he's a blocker, and I think that the few years before this past season, he was pretty much only like their blocking tight end. And obviously they've had some good tight ends come out of Utah. But like he finally was able to flourish as a pass catching guy, and he actually looked pretty well this year. Apparently for his size, and he's actually a pretty good deep ball receiving tight end. That's one thing that stood out.
I'm looking at the highlights. He's stretching out for some of these balls, man. It looks good. Pretty impressed. You said he had a good show in the East-West
Shrine games where he kind of stood out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's how you improve your stock, man. Take advantage of every opportunity. So I wonder if he's going to get invited to the combine. That's the question. So
Tommy J's a big fan, Marcus.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he said Bentley might be the guy where everyone's like, where did he come from?
Yeah, he was invited to the Shrine game and then the NFL draft combine. So he'll be at the combine.
CBS has him as the 145th ranked player. Be a 5th round.
Okay, but yeah, but like I said though, like he's not one of the guys you talk. Like I had to like do like a lot of research to find. Like I was trying to find a giant lift. It was tough to find stuff on him.
Yeah, the guys I watched didn't showcase him. Bleacher doesn't have a report on him. NFL Draft Buzz doesn't have a report on him. So yeah, he's for 145. He's a pretty quiet 145 overall.
But isn't it interesting though? Like they keep hyping up all these guys just do the same crap. They're all like receivers, like just bigger body receivers. But then you have a guy who actually plays what a tight end should be, and no one talks about him. I mean, like it's ridiculous.
I'll tell you what, though, you're going to see them probably reach for some of these guys a little earlier because you're going to get a lot of teams that are pissed off they didn't believe Harold Fannon's hype coming out of school. A lot of people thought he wasn't going to be as effective as he was in his first year, and he hit the ground running. He looked. I mean, I forgot who it was recently. It was someone who was talking about how he was someone who said last year a lot of Harold Fannon's traits wouldn't transfer, and he's like, I mean, if you rewatch tape. And now look at his tape from the NFL, how much better he got in 1 year. He just developed so much over a year.
He did.
He's like, Fanning wasn't doing this stuff last year. He did it all this year. It's incredible.
He had a little duck run that he had, man. I was like, yeah, he don't look like the same guy.
No, not at all. He didn't. He looked way more lateral too. Like I only saw him like really running like up the seam for most of his. Like just like he didn't have a lot of like moves, and I don't know. I wasn't that impressed by Fannon's tape coming out of school. But yeah, he was awesome this year. So you might see some of those guys that are kind of Fannin types, you know, speedy little darty tight ends, maybe get a little more love.
And really though, Marcus, that's how everybody is. You're measuring tight ends now based off of, you know, obviously receiving tight end. That's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And so some of the traditional tight ends things that kind of went to the wayside, and I think those are the guys that really would make an impact.
Especially when I read stuff about this Bentley kid that like for the first 2 or 3 years at Utah, like he was their blocking guy and he wanted to like be that dude. So he like worked his butt off to like get to a spot where he can showcase his receiving ability, and that's why he was able to do this past year of the season. I saw some of these mock draft experts saying, "Oh yeah, only 1 year productivity it kind of hurts him." So really, I mean, he was blocking it. I mean, he was in the game. Like it wasn't like he just came from nowhere. He's still part of the game, impacting in a different realm. But
I can't stand when. Look, the dude was productive, so he showed you. There it is. It's on tape. There it is. Proof is in the pudding. He was able to do it.
But if you have a guy who's had 3 straight years of high productivity, you would rank him higher for that, right?
No doubt about it. But what I'm saying is you can't discount that the guy has a great year and say, well, I only had 1 year of this. Well, shoot, we don't know what his opportunity looked like. We have no idea what the whole, who was there before him and what coordinator, all those different things. And so if you're able to get a guy like this, you're saying, well, shoot, he showed me something this year. Why wouldn't he just build on what he did the previous year? That's what you expect. You expect a guy who figured it out, because sometimes it takes guys a long time to figure these things out, and all of a sudden, before you know it, there he goes.
Well, that's one of the knocks on Trigg. Triggs played for 3 programs in 5 years and finally broke out in his 5th year. That doesn't worry you at all?
It's the commitment to me. When you commit yourself, you go into 3 different programs, you're chasing the bag, all those different things. Does it take away from a guy's career? I'm not necessarily. He's an athletic guy.
No, not the fact that he moves so much, but the fact that he moves so much and while not being that productive, then finally in his 5th year, he broke out.
Yeah, maybe opportunities, right? Yeah, if he goes 3 different places, he's finding opportunities. And so, was it really the place that he was at? I think it's one of those things you have to look at too. And so if his guy's not happy, how's it going to be if he comes in, all of a sudden he's not the guy? He doesn't get the looks. Does he go in the tank? Or is he still like, hey man, I'm still laser focused on getting my opportunity and chance? So
I'll tell you what though, it shows you those guys who do go from team to team but dominate wherever they go. Those guys are just so good. Those guys are like just proofed, man. Like Bailey dominated wherever he played. Caleb Downs dominated wherever he played. It's just like that's what makes those guys like the cream of the crop, though, right? Like multiple years of high level play on different systems, on different teams, just came out and just put it out there because they're just like special players.
Right, right.
So yeah, guys, there's some names to consider, and we'll cover these guys more in depthly after the combine. Then we start to do our Monday shows where we kind of pinpoint certain position groups. But yeah, Dallin Bentley flying under the radar right now, and who knows, he might have a good combine, he might get pushed up higher. But just seeing the blocking stood out to me, and then seeing like his size and what he did this past year, I was really impressed by that. Because if we get another guy who's the same body type as Wiley and Briningstool, it's like, okay, it's like we have 4 clones of each other. Like, can we like kind of diversify a little bit?
That's what I'm saying. You don't need that. We need a guy that's going to be able to stick his nose into the business and mix them up. That's what you need. We need a powerful guy up front who's trying to bloody somebody's noses. Look, we talked about this aggression with the O-line, right? That's what Trey was talking about. Hey, it's beautiful that you got a guy that, is spreads out from the ball, but man, we need somebody that is tough. Shoot. Used to have the old the neck roll come off the bus. That's what you want. You want somebody like that. Did you know you're gonna hit somebody, right? You ain't gotta worry about it.
That's one of the knocks on Roush I was reading was that he goes for the kill shot too much. I was like, you know what? I don't mind that. I don't mind that much.
Yeah, no.
Give me that kill shot. You need someone out there who defense has got to keep their head on a swivel for.
Yeah. Yeah, just like, hey, man, just be under control. You can kill shot just a little bit more under control.
Not every time.
Yeah.
But all right, guys. We hope you guys enjoyed our tight end kind of overview. We thought it was perfect time to do the tight end overview with the Travis Kelce reports that he's probably coming back. But yeah, guys. So JD and I will see you guys Wednesday night where we go back to the D-line, because the D-line's the storyline of the offseason. We go back to the D-line with a guy who's going to be a big-time contributor for us for years to come, with Ashton Gelati coming on the show to talk about his rookie season and what he's going to be working on going into year 2. Should be a great show Wednesday night. But yeah, that does it for Chief Concerns presented by FanDuel. We'll see you guys Wednesday. JD, take us away, brother.
Shoot. Hey, talking about the fellas today, tight end. Love talking about the tight ends, baby. Love talking about the tight ends. But I do believe that, Travis Kelce is going to come back. So everybody, y'all just keep your hopes up. Travis is going to come back, man. It'll be a good thing for us to do, to bring old Trav back. I think he's ready to come back too. But look, like you said, Marcus, man, having Ashton on Wednesday is going to be a great show. So please tune in for that. You don't want to miss it. Ashton, great family, great guy. We have a real conversation, man. I think he's going to enjoy the show. So y'all come in, have some questions ready. And hopefully, man, we're able to keep him on that maybe y'all could come in and ask Ashton a question or two. It'd be good to do.
We're getting 30 minutes. We're getting 30 minutes with him is what I've been told.
30 minutes? Okay. All right. 30 minutes. All right. Good deal. All right. That's what's going to happen. All right. With that being said, man, y'all take care. God bless. Love each other the way we're supposed to love each other. Marcus, Teja, man, love you, brothers. Love y'all out there. Chief Kingdom. We will see you all on Wednesday night.
Wednesday, baby.
Yes, sir.
Wednesday. Have a good rest of your night, everybody. We'll see you guys Wednesday. Love y'all.
Love y'all.
Love y'all, guys. Later.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.